Admiral Log Stardate 080700.4 Starship Enterprise B's log in CC-1701B. I'm about to pass out with all the beer in me. Repair time after Scotty talked to the engineers, 4 hours. So 4 hours plus 3 hours is 7.5 hours without energy or power. This is why you gotta prep. That's what I keep telling you. Prep in case your life depends on it. In the meantime, I'm getting to the point where it's getting tiring. So, what you need to do now that I came up with a list of prepping stuff is this. 1. Food. Make sure to keep candy on hand, chips on hand, crackers on hand, emergency preparedness, camp stove, camp lantern, see? Other issues. Camp lantern. Cook stove. 1 to 3 burner camp stove. Make sure to have propane, Coleman fuel, or unleaded gasoline. And make sure if you're in an apartment to always talk to the management about it. Secondly, police scanner is useless in a situation like this. Think of it. The only thing it chirped was me complaining about a whole bunch of hoity-toity dumbasses hooping and hollering down at the bottom of the hill. No one knows. They're just screaming, yelling, and laughing. No one knows where it is. Third, besides food, water, clothing, the stove's the most important thing. As long as you're in a structure, you should be fine for shelter. Warm blankie, good to go. But the real problem is your food. If your sugar level is low, you must keep emergency candies, spams, crackers and chips and etc. on hand. Currently, this situation is not good. This is why you have to prep. I mean, hear that? The scanner is not even going off. It's basically not even rattling. Scanner would not be good. I do want to say something, but I have to find my spit cup. Okay, here we go. Give me 1 second. I gotta use the toilet, and this light's gonna illuminate me to the toilet. Well, at least to the toilet. With power being restored in the next 4 to 6 hours, this is why you have to prep for anything. Think of if the nuclear meltdown happened and you were in a nuclear meltdown zone. You would have power for months, years. Same goes if you're in an area with hydroelectric that just shut down, or if the power grid just shut like that and the government declared martial law. You see, the problem is you need to prep like your life depends on it. Yeah. I was having a nice conversation tonight with Zoe, but guess what? This is why you prep. You prep for water. You prep for stuff. 2 coolers minimum, 4 coolers maximum. Always keep emergency dip on hand. As you can see, this is mint. Is this mint? No, this is dumb shit. Got me fucking regular long cut. Whoops, it fell on the floor. Phone fell on the floor. Dip fell on the floor. Yeah, okay. So, we have 2 announcements. It's really important tonight, too. What's going to happen for preppers? Let's just say, listen to this. Scanners picked up, programmed, calibrated, yet it's been scanning CB radio, police, fire, EMS, the electric company in the quadrant, and other channels. Dead zones, not working, not talking, sucking up battery juice. That tells you right there what you need to know. If there's a prepping emergency, I will be highly recommending the walkies. Remember what I said. I was going to give you guys an update, but I highly recommend the walkies. That might be your beneficial communication. Phone? The phone will work as long as the tower has power. Currently, like I said, you just gotta stand by and prepare for the worst. Yeah. So, 1 dip, then I'm out. Remember, you need food, water, wool blanket, and even though you don't like it, think of it this way. If there's a pandemic, if there's a problem where the power goes at wintertime, and you have a roommate that's a complete asshole, make sure that even though you don't like it, make sure to share the same bed just in case you have to stay warm and survive. Your survival depends on other people. I personally would like to basically be nice and toasty with Zoe, but power's out, no one knows what's going on, and I bet you I lost all my hours on StreamYards because of that power outage. But we're going to be talking about walkie-talkies. Chloe and I are going to be talking about prepping, but you got to remember, will she close the door or will she keep it open? No one will know.
Sorry.
See, I did that on purpose to scare you because it's the dark. So, I have some announcements. Like I said, I told you I'd update you all. I've had enough beer in me. I'm about to pass out anyways, but Chloe should be happy. The update is, it'll be updated and repaired within 4 hours thanks to Captain Montgomery Scott of Enterprise B. You hear that, Scotty? He's already given an update. 4 hours repair time, Chloe.
4 hours.
With 3 hours to fart around with the nacelles to find out what the problem is of the power grid for the quadrant.
So they got the parts.
Apparently they say they've isolated the problem. This is from Captain Scott. It says 12 a.m. or 00 Zulu time. The crew has identified the issue and we're beginning repairs. Restoration of less than 4 hours is expected. Captain Montgomery Scott, USS Enterprise B. So, 15 minutes into the repair time, Chloe and I should nap for a bit. And then
We have the off switch on the lights so they don't flicker on while we're sleeping.
Well, it's fine. I don't mind. I hate sleeping in the dark anyways. But you know what? Just means Chloe's gonna have to get some extra batteries. But you know what Chloe bitched about the most about this whole power outage problem? How the communications officer, yes, Admiral, speak. The communications officer is to maintain communications at all times. Unfortunately, the portable radio that we keep on Enterprise B is antiquated, and two, it doesn't work. So, I want to retract my statement. Scanner might be your best course of action for radio. You might want to invest in something different. Maybe some walkies to make sure your family's all in communication. Because walkies might just be a better deal than a cell phone, communicator, etc. So, to make this video very little, like I said, you need to prep. Chloe and I are going to put together, we're going to sit down tomorrow night, aren't we, Chloe? We're going to make a list of everything you need to prep. Everything. We're going to also update it on our prepping website. Because frankly, if you're like that son of a bitch over there, I order you to shut up, you son of a bitch. See? She calls me Rita Paxton. But honestly, here's the deal. Chloe shouldn't be paranoid or panicked. You should panic only if power's out or the banking system's completely collapsed. Remember, Great Depression collapse of banking systems, you panic. But as long as you're prepped, you prep and the power goes out in the damn nation, you basically prep and make sure you have enough. So, just because of this power outage, I say Chloe and I have a 50% chance of survival due to the fact no power.
Go ahead.
No power. And we don't have a camp stove to cook our dinner. So the question is to Chloe is, even though we're both going to be taking a sack time soon, is would you eat a cold can of beans if you had to? Because secondly, why aren't you doing what I told you? Your comfort, he stays with me. There you go. So, remember, I just asked her, cold beans, cold raviolis, what? So, the bottom line is this. Always prep. Make sure you prep. This ain't the end. When you basically use something like this, right? Current battery level, 88%. 88% with web browser. 88. The rest, your battery would be gone texting people saying power is outage, life sucks. All you need is a basic phone. So, just remember, I'll be uploading this as soon as power's back on, but in the meantime, I want you to think about this. This is truly a blessing. When you have a power outage like this, it makes you think, what are you missing? Are you missing the doggy? He's there waiting for me. Are you missing a scanner? Let me give you a quick bit of advice about scanners now. Don't let any son of a bitch tell you to basically upgrade unless you have to. The scanner is set on and scanning all my favorite channels. It only chirped when I complained about some noise complaint. Otherwise, dead to the world. Various systems, I found some analog channels, dead. Electric company, dead. So even if you had a handheld digital scanner for $400, excuse me, dead. Think about it. You're better off investing in $100 or $200 for 6 walkies and basically keeping the commands of having your trusted allies in your apartment complex know what you're doing over anything else. Now think of it this way. Unless you had a battery bank built to power your CB radio, the walkie's the only way you're going to get anywhere. So think about it. It's time for you all to prep. Make friends with your neighbors. Make friends with your neighbors. Have a prepping circle, because it ain't going to get any easier. So, that's one thing I want to tell you. Literally. Think about it. Pray about it. Keep water, food, and basically clothing. Remember what I said. In times like this, if the power went out in winter time, this might be your only save right here. This wool blanket. Stockpile a wool blanket or 2. Winter time is the worst time to be without, so be prepared. And 4 years commanding this squadron as Fleet Admiral, we have had 2 major power outages, 18 hours, and now. So before I sign off, I just wanted to say to you all, Chloe and I have to think, but your best course of action is the prep. Think of it. I said this is your best source of info. I even have the short and long band radios out. They're not chirping. You gotta ask yourself. The other thing is how much money are you gonna waste? And battery backups like Commander Higgins is telling you. Yeah, he's gonna tell you get a battery backup, do this. Engineer Higgins, he doesn't know shit. I'll tell you why. Because the battery backup might run your computers for 5 or 6 hours. But what are you going to do till then? It's basically a shot in the dark. This is the ultimate test for scanners. Do I recommend you get one? No. Even at $50, you're just going to be feeding it with batteries and hoping like hell it works. Think of it. Communications are down. Do you invest in a $2,000 satellite phone like Chloe has for emergency? No. You invest in your food. It's time we look at long-term foods. Spams, lunch meats, Danish hams. Hell, even buying 6 or 8 cans of Danish cookies would help you through a short power outage. But a long-term one, you don't know what you're dealing with. That's why I told Higgins to invest in a generator with USB dongles or plugs. This will eventually fail. Then what do? Plug in your thing? At least it has a built-in web browser, but it's shitty. So, just remember, peeps, keep on prepping. This is just a test to see how many people will be glued to their phones, or how many people are going to go flood the damn internet when the power goes out to go buy a generator or 2 or 3. I think it's time that Commander Crackpot and I talk to the management companies about backup power supplies generators and more. We have generators. We can't use it. There you have it. I was in a 4-day thunderstorm in space. Commander Gungadin, aka my husband, we maintained a sensibility, but now, just think about it. Ponder it. Think about it. Future's all in your hands. Think of it this way: no power, no shuttle service between quadrants, Orcus, Lopez, Shaw, Annie. What happens? Even if you get in, there's no power for the long-range ferry shuttles. Then what? No cash. Keep cash on hand at all times. Chloe's asked me to basically get in the safe to tap into the cash we keep on hand as an emergency, just in case.
Best I can tell, the hooting and hollering was celebratory for the restored power and non-centralized. I'll be clear.
Hollering. Fleet Admiral has just basically been told that it was in my head. See? Even Chloe heard it. So, remember what I said. Prep is like your life depends on it. If a volcano erupts in your area, you're fucked. Earthquake hits, you're fucked. Where we're at, we have space tsunamis. We're fucked. Earthquakes and space tsunamis are what we have in power outages. Each region has different. Power outage can also happen with space snow. Space snowstorms. Prep for everything just in case. Earthquakes. Flash floods. Hurricanes. Typhoons. Everything. In the meantime, this Admiral has spent 22 minutes telling you to keep on prepping peeps because this is what we prep for. Get yourself a set of walkies. I'll start posting links on the Prepper San Juan website soon enough. In the meantime, just remember that walkies will be better. The mobile scanner will be better if you get one. But if your area doesn't have much chatter, you've just wasted your money. So in the meantime, happy anniversary to me. If my husband was alive, it'd be 17 years together. In the meantime, prep away. And don't stop prepping. This is the stuff that you truly need to know. What you're doing, why you're doing it, how come you're doing it. As you can see, no power. Enterprise B is dead in space. So, I'll update this later when the power comes back on. In the meantime, just remember, I'm here for you. Just prep away. Leave comments nice is all we ask. Admiral Aries Sky Relais out. NCC 1701B. This transmission ends now.